demanding urgent action after the assassination of Mathew Kyalo Mbobu, a senior advocate, a scholar and mentor. He was shot dead in a drive-by attack on Magadi Road in Nairobi in the early evening of Tuesday, September the 9th. Mbobu, who served as chair of the political party's dispute tribunal and lectured at the University of Nairobi, was known for his decades of service, integrity, and dedication to the rule of law. With us now is Faith Odhiambo, who's the president of the Law Society of Kenya, to reflect on what this loss means for the profession, for justice, and society at large. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the program. And can I begin with just offering you and your colleagues our condolences on this loss?
Thank you very much. It's quite shocking. I think this is one of the shocking deaths after Willie Kimani, who was tortured and killed by police officers in the line of duty. And now we see this driveway killing. We've been raising alarm and concerns about advocates being attacked in the line of duty, and just this blatant drive-by shooting that was done. And it was very clear that they had waited to allay him in traffic, and just to ensure they finished the job that they started. Nothing was stolen from his person. And so for us, for the Law Society, it raises great concern that we are no longer safe in discharging our duties, we are no longer safe in doing our work, and it's travesty to justice. And if we continue to see this, soon we'll see all actors in the justice system facing more and more threats in their line of work.
So this appears then to be an assassination. Is there any inclination, any clues as to what he was working on that might have caused this?
Well, I will not make any innuendo because we are not sure which particular case. There's one that has caused a bit of discussion, but people are not sure that's the one that could have caused this, though the police are being given all leads, all matters that he was handling. They have since gone to his offices the following day to check and discuss with the staff who are present on any high-profile matters or any matters that he may have gotten any threats or that he may be uncomfortable with as he was working on them. And so right now, the police have not yet given us any indication. They've asked us for a maximum of 2 weeks to get to the bottom. They have been following from his CCTV footage, how he left the office, the places that he went, and CCTV around the city to try and just trace and map what may have been going on that entire day. And so they are trying to piece together what could have happened, what if they had been following him before. And so we are waiting to get feedback on the same because we are quite anxious. I have followed up with the security agencies to raise our concerns and our demands. And on Friday, we'll be holding a protest march against killings. This particular killing will be having a purple ribbon march, and we'll be continue to raising this alarm because this is a scary incident, because the first one that we ever saw was Willie Kimani, and though we have had advocates attacked, not to this level of that deems a clear assassination, and police have always been swift, but this one, it's scaring because no one has been arrested. We have not yet been able to track who are the killers. And so we are demanding a speedy investigation. We have seen other lawmakers this year have been killed, shot when they're leaving their law offices. A member of parliament was recently waylaid from the National Assembly and shot by boda drivers on motorcycles. And so seeing this as well, only after hue and cry did they speed up the investigations, and the parties involved were established. And so we are going to ensure that we follow up this matter to ensure that those who killed Kyalo Mbobu are brought to book.
Do we know if he had been receiving any threats in the lead up to this? And your members at large generally, has there been an increase in recent times in perhaps what could be considered threats?
Well, we don't know yet if he had been receiving any threats in line of work. He had not reported. LSK, we normally ensure that we take up cases on behalf of our members and follow up in case members have received any threats. However, yes, we've noticed a trend of increase of threats. Mostly our relationship has been quite I would not say the best relationship with the National Police Service, because we have seen advocates being arrested to try and coerce them to disclose information about their clients. We've seen advocates being arrested when going to help bail out their clients, and just a lot of intimidation because of the high profile cases that certain advocates have been handling. And we even took up this year, we had a joint meeting with the National Police Service leadership, with all the regional heads of the National Police Service in Kenya, to just raise this alarm and table our demands of the reforms that we wanted to see. And we created a liaison office, that we have a liaison person on our side and on their side, and we have been trying to work through every single case. Advocates report we're able to deal with immediately. And because we have noticed this, a lot of intimidation, advocates being raided in their offices to try and access client information, or instances where an advocate is put in jail to prevent them from proffering their client's case on the day of a hearing. And so we commenced those measures, and we have seen an improvement. However, this is something that is quite scary, because we do not know who are the assailants behind. So we cannot say who was involved, and how can we now start dealing with such incidents of what looked like a clear case of an assassination.
Perhaps finally, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit more about him as an advocate, a teacher, a scholar, and his loss to the profession generally.
Well, Kyalo Mbobu was well known and an avid mentor. He was an arbitrator and was doing quite a lot of huge arbitration matters. He was a commercial, civil, and criminal litigator. He was admitted to the role in 1987, and over the next 3 decades, he worked at the University of Nairobi as well, and other universities, where he's published quite a number of books, and he's published articles as well. And he has been fostering mentorship by issuing some of his books free of charge to ensure students are able to grow in the legal profession. He has chaired the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal between 2013 and 2019. And this is quite an important tribunal, because it deals with a lot of disputes before elections, and party disputes, which are quite emotive in our nation, in our country. And he has helped build jurisprudence in that area. He has served in the FIFA Independent Electoral Board as well between 2010 and 2011. He has continued to show his leadership through the community service accomplishments that he's done, helping develop community initiatives in Nairobi, in his rural area. But and he was also awarded the Elder of the Burning Spear by the president, in light of his contributions, having served in the National Police Service task force that aimed to carry out reforms in 2019, arising from complaints on how the conduct of the police officers had been, and he sat in that task force. And I say one amazing character that people have always loved about Mr. Kyalo Mbobu is that, despite his great accomplishments and his great achievements, he's remained a humble person, someone who treats people with kindness and fairness, and always available, while running his big farm, serving the nation, running his arbitration projects, as well as ensuring that he carries out mentorship. And so we've lost an advocate of about 29 years in practice, an advocate that has
A big
impacted the
loss,
legal
it
profession.
sounds.
Yeah.
We're going to have to leave it there, sadly. But once again, our condolences to your loss. And we hope that his perpetrators are found. Thanks so much indeed for joining us on the program, Faith.
Thank you.
And that's Faith Odhiambo, President of the Law Society of Kenya.